Let's do this again. Hey, this is Noisol. For doing it today, we're going to be doing a tutorial stream for Bastion. New game 80%. Please, where... To update the previously out-of-date tutorial done by Voligen, who is current record holder with an amazing 1410. Alright, so, first things first, Bastion is an amazing game. I really encourage everybody to run this game. It is extremely fun to run. The run is short, so it's easy to grind, and it doesn't consume too much of your time. Unless you become, like, freaking addicted like me. But, anyways, so, first thing first, with Bastion, you want to be playing with the mouse controls, which is very important, because mouse movement 1 is a lot more fluid, and most of all, you will be mostly rolling during this whole game to move around. And the mouse roll is actually 30% faster than any of the other rolling with the other controls. Something else you want to do also is your use and interact must be bind to mouse wheel down or up, whichever you feel more comfortable. That is, the reason for that is that we're going to be using that to dupe cores and various items, such as something heavy, I think. So that's pretty much it for the setup. Here I have my little setup. I like to declutter my stuff, put a lot of stuff on my mouse. If you guys have a mouse, you can do that too, no problem. So, let's get started, shall we? So first off, you always start with a new game when you're doing a new run. Starts with normal mode. You can do no sweat if you want to practice, but I mean, practicing with falling, you know, and not dying, it's rare that you're going to die actually in this speedrun. Falling is going to be your main problem. Is you're going to be your major time loss. So start with normal mode. So timer starts once you gain control of the kid, which happens when he happens to get up from his lying position. From going to lying down to getting up takes 1.1 seconds, so you usually want to put your timer at minus 1.1 before starting. And start time as soon as you click and the kid starts to get up.
He gets up.
So, while starting the game, you want to run closest to the right side of the wall here, where I'm going, because the reason why we do that is that it is closer to the hammer that we're going to be grabbing. Alright, so, the hammer, first thing we're going to do in this game. You can usually pick up the hammer as soon as you get to the end of this pink brick right here. Get it here, and you can pick it up right here. So get this animation, then you can start rolling. Rolling is our main way we're going to be moving. And you usually want to chain your rolls so that you don't walk in between. You want to be doing like a bit rolling like this and not walking in between. Now I felt that was not meant, but anyways, you don't want to be doing a roll, then walking a bit, then rolling again. You really want to make it fluid and chain them correctly. So on this next part here, you want to pass. You're gonna go through the top part of this little circle here because it forms up faster, so you don't fall. If you go down here, you're gonna have to go or slower, or just fall, which is going to be a big time loss. So we're going to be rolling.
That a survivor.
What's up, Hintus? How you doing, man?
It's a gas fella.
So, another point in this game is that you want to ignore all enemies. So you roll past this guy, get to this little barricade here, and you just want to stop and do a strong attack. So here, the difference between a strong attack and a quick attack is a strong attack is when you stop and do a hit, where the kid is going to do a hit which does a lot more damage than the normal quick attack, which you do while moving. So while you move and you hit, you're going to do different attack, and it's going to be a lot weaker than the strong attack that you do while you're not moving. Example, here I'm doing quick attacks, and while I stop, stronger attacks here. Alright, so next step, we're going to go to the fountain and drink from the fountain, and then after that, go for the repeater. The reason for that is that you want to start the timer for the squirt spawn around the fountain, and instead of just picking up taking the animation from the gun and going up to the fountain and then waiting for the squirts, you can go to the fountain, pick up your potions, come back, and have the cutscene for, well, the little animation for the gun pickup happen while the timer is going on for the squirts to spawn around the fountain.
Gotta hold her still.
So you're going to come back, destroy this, just for swag. And some squirts are gonna spawn here. You want to kill them as fast as possible. I usually use quick attacks here, which is a lot faster in my opinion. And then enter the saloon. Okay, so now we're here in the bar, where we meet Rondi and we pick up our shield. So the first thing you want to do once you enter the bar is roll towards Rondi and shoot him with your repeater. The reason for that is that we do that so the shield drops a lot earlier than it would usually. So you want to aim your mouse towards him, roll, and shoot him with a repeater. Destroy the stuff if you want to.
Rondi, the bartender.
And the shield drops around right here, around this tile right here. So you pick it up, and then roll behind the counter. Alright, so behind the counter, there's going to be a turret that's going to spawn. You want to hit the counter destroyed first, and then, depending on what hit you did, you want to set it up so that you can kill the turret in 2 strong hits. So when you do downwards hit like that, you usually want to just do 1 hit on the corner of the counter so you can set up for a 2 hit. If you do a normal sideways hit, you want to usually hit twice towards the counter and then hit the turret. So I'm gonna hit once and then the turret for a 2-shot, like that. Okay, so next up is gonna be the boxes. Boxes are gonna be spawning one here, here, and here. You want to break the boxes with fast hits before they open, so that you save a lot of time instead of like just waiting for the windbags to spawn. And you want to roll into the boxes and hit them with your roll, and then hit them with 2 quick attacks, or else it's going to take you 3 quick attacks and you're probably going to miss most of the boxes. Next up is another series of boxes. They're going to spawn in a certain order. Usually what you want to do is you're going to kill the one on the bottom right here, go to the middle, right, back to the middle. And then it differs. If you want to go, it's a bit harder to do with the strats I do. Is that I go for the counter one after that, because I can hit the windbags that's going to spawn from the top boxes immediately. But others prefer to go for the bottom box, because all of the windbags are going to spawn in a group, and you get a better chance of hitting them all together. So I'm going to go for the bottom one, this one, middle one, and then top one. Then I would start hitting the windbags. That was pretty poor because I was pausing to do the explanations, but you get the point. Alright, next up we're going to have some squirts spawning. First squirt is going to spawn around this area, and then other squirts are going to spawn around the whole place. And then there's going to be a big guy that's going to spawn. You want to counter the big guy. You want to counter his hit, so you can kill him by rolling into him, basically. So it really loses you no time, and you can concentrate on killing squirts.
More squirts start coming out of the woodwork. A big old fella pops out in front of the kid.
Roll into him and kill him. Alright, so what happens here is that you don't have to kill all the squirts. Only you have to kill all of them but 2. Which is going to be a lot faster than killing them all. And then you can leave the bar, as long as there are no squirts next to you when you're trying to leave.
Kid sees the way to the Bastion out the window. He gets a good look at things on his way down.
Alright, now we're going to fall, and we're going to do what we call the wall skip or whatever. There's going to be a wall that's going to be falling in front of 3 turrets. We want to get under the wall before it falls down, so we don't have to destroy it and lose some time. So what I usually do is I aim and roll towards the trees that are going to be towards the bottom left.
He lands on top of a breaker's
right
bow,
here.
And it ain't broke.
So I get up, roll towards there, and get under that wall here that falls. After that, you keep on rolling. Be careful here, the ground can be tricky. Something in Bastion, your main problem in Bastion is going to be the ground. The way it forms up, it is possible to fall, and since we're going very fast with our mouse rolls, it is even easier to fall because the ground doesn't form up fast enough sometimes. Alright, so here we want to pick up the whirlwind, which is going to be useful later in the game. So here we come up to something very special to Bastion. Every gate has or a trigger that opens it, or you can clip through it. Here for this gate, the trigger are these 2 turrets. You destroy these 2 turrets, and the gate opens. The usual trick is to shoot this turret, and then to counter the other turret like this.
Gotcha.
Now, I usually tend to do different strats. I usually roll in and stand on this little block here and melee the turret, which I find a lot faster because you don't have to wait for the bullet to come to you, and you don't have to wait for the bullet to go back to the turret once you counter it.
He finds the distillery.
Now you go to the distillery. The distillery, you don't do anything here. You just want to exit as fast as possible. So you're gonna get here, and you want to set up your mouse to be able to click on confirm here once you exit. What I usually like to do is pushing my mouse around the lid of this little bottle here, which puts me right over the confirm button. So you get into this really, confirm, exit, roll to the arsenal. Same thing, you got nothing to do here, you just exit and start on rolling.
Some of them squirts birthing like crazy in a couple.
Activate the barge, kill this guy.
Old ferry barge sends the kid on his way.
And take the barge. Alright, just gotta check where I'm at in my notes. Alright, cool. So,
The Bastion.
now we're gonna have a series of 3 turrets that we want to kill. You want to position yourself to the leftmost of the barge right here, because it doesn't spawn the turret that's going to be right here. And it's just easier later for our roll that we're going to do in the steps. Alright, so here we're going to have some steps that are going to spawn. You don't have to wait for the barge to arrive complete in front of them if you want to go on them. Once the corner is right in front of you, the corner of the steps, the one right here, you can roll on it, like this. Alright, so now we arrive to a very important mechanic for the game, which are dupes. This is why we put use on our mouse wheel down button, actually. Once you get onto an item, there is a very small frame of time where you can pick up an item twice. So instead of doing this and putting it on E and trying to spam E, all you do is you want to put yourself on top of the item and scroll down really fast so you pick up an item twice. Like this. As you can see, we have like a double 50 XP right here.
Smell of barley and spoiled blueberries fills the air. He's a mighty fast learner.
Alright, so
Scumbags.
when you get double 50 XP or 100 XP for the cores, you know you got the dupe. It's a fail safe indicator that you've got the dupe. So you want to dupe to something heavy, because we're going to be doing some XP manipulation later on in the game. Because at a certain point, it's going to be very important not to have under 100 XP. So you do not kill any of the scumbags that spawn. You go back onto the barge and bait them towards you.
Kid maybe shouldn't have
Now,
done
once you hear,
that.
the kid maybe shouldn't have done what he just did. You want to roll back onto it and position yourself around here where I am, right here. So that this guy's going to hit you and you can clip through the gate. Like this. What's up, Philotrax? How you doing, man? Okay. So that was the first clip of the game on the gate, where it's a damage boost, where the guy is going to hit you, going to go into the air, you wait for a small amount of time, and then roll twice through the gate. Something that can happen sometimes is that you're going to get stuck between the invisible wall, between the gate and this path. All you have to do is get to the left of the place and just roll towards here, and you're going to be able to clip out. So you get onto the core here. Do the dupe again,
The city's heart.
and now you want to roll off around here. You can roll off around here, but this can be pretty finicky and just drop you down back here. When you roll off out here, it's fail-safe, you're going to drop down to the Bastion.
Toward the Bastion.
NG 80% is
Now
new
kids
game
see
any
something
percent filler
stranger
tracks. It's
still.
the category
It's
that
fine,
I am
this
running
is-
currently with Bastion. Alright, so, now we come to the Bastion. Bastion can be, this part is going to be pretty finicky with the ground, with how it forms up. But once you get the hang of it, it gets pretty easy. So now we're going to be placing the cores, and we're going to be building constructions. With the core dupe, which is fun, is unlike in the game where you build a building for every core you drop in. We only have to place one. We only have to build one building for every core we drop in, since we duped it, and the game doesn't realize it. So we're gonna start up, roll towards the
Did
monument,
anybody else survive? Sure enough, he finds another. He finds me.
and get here and place your first core. You want to keep on spamming
Just like that,
mouse wheel down,
Bastion comes
because
alive.
during this
growing
core
again.
placement, once the camera comes back down towards you,
Kid's
if you
gotta
place
put
it
its
fast
power
enough,
to
you can start
use.
rolling before
Now the Bastion.
the animation, the
can send it
cinematic,
even
the
farther.
cutscene
The
finishes
wild unknown.
playing. Like this. So you want to go right
Does
here,
it again.
and you want to build a
Only
distillery.
fair
This is
decides
very
to be
important, that you want to
brave.
build your building first here, and you want to build a distillery, because the arsenal is going to be very important later on. So you come here,
Kid ponders what
build
to
a
do.
distillery. Alright, now what's up is that here comes the narrator skips. Narrator skips are very important, because what happens is that sometimes when you go into the Skyway, the narrator is going to be saying something, and you cannot travel while he is saying that certain thing. So what happens in this game is that once the narrator is saying something, he cannot say something else. So we usually try to trigger a text that the narrator is going to start saying, and roll into the Skyway, so that he is already saying something, hence he cannot say the thing that is going to block us from traveling. Here's the example here, around this step right here, is going to be something that says, Kid doesn't know what's out there waiting for him. And we're going to use that text to go into the Skyway and travel right away. Like this.
Kid don't know what's out there waiting for him.
So now we see, we can travel right away. But what would happen if I missed that? I'm going to exit it. Come back.
Picked up traces of other cores.
You see that? And I cannot fly anywhere else. I cannot fly. That is going to lose me time. So what you want to do is really, you want to roll fast onto the steps and get into the Skyway before he finishes saying, Kid don't know what's waiting for him. Alright, so second level of the game, Workman Ward. So, as I was saying earlier on, the ground is your main enemy, and here Workman Ward
Now he
is
lands at the intersection.
a pretty tough one for the ground, but luckily it is very short. So we're gonna be rolling up this way, not any other way, only this way. We're gonna go up, kill the foreman, get the core, come back down. This level is extremely fast, and you're very simple. You're gonna see. So you want to roll up.
Ought to be a core down one
Careful
of
with the
those
ground.
twisted streets. But which one?
You want to come up and get to the core and place yourself right here, because this is where the foreman is gonna spawn. The foreman, you can kill him the fastest with a whirlwind and 3 hits, or a hit and another whirlwind. Now want to place yourself a bit, and then dupe the core again right here. And you're going to roll back towards the left, because towards the left there's going to be a little barrier here where the windbags cannot go, so they're not going to be in your way. So you're going to roll towards the left and break all these little, this little barrier thing, and just go down, back to the Skyway. What's up, Dr. Chop? I'm going to show you how to game.
Just like I knew he would.
So here we come back, and now here is going to be something very important, which is going to be the hitbox of the monument. So the monument has a kind of a weird hitbox where it's more like a rectangle that does like this right here. What's up, King Shrooms? How you doing, man? That does like this, as you can see on my cursor, instead of like of a square. So what happens is that you can be here and still drop a core in it, and you can still be also as far as here and still drop a core in it. So what we want to do is we want to get up and roll past the monument to be right here, so we can be the closest possible to rolling away and constructing another building. So I get in and place your cores.
The old world's finished, but the new world's just getting started. The cores, they remember. That's why this place is coming together. That's why things are gonna be alright.
And you want to go up here, while rolling, obviously, and build the arsenal. The arsenal is very important. Do not build the forge, that will fuck you up. Build the arsenal. So usually there's going to be something like a kid wonders what to build or whatever. You want to wait for the end of that and then enter the arsenal and exit quickly, which is going to give us another narrative skip, where it's going to say, Bastion is a place of peace, but we are sure as hell prepared for blah blah blah. And while he's saying that, you want to roll up to the Skyway so you can skip what he's going to say when he's going to block you from traveling in the Skyway. So go to your arsenal, quit, and go quick to the Skyway. Or else what happens, if you miss it, is you go in, and you have another text, and I cannot travel to the Hanging Gardens. Alright, so the next level is going to be the Hanging Gardens. Hanging Gardens is a huge freaking bitch for rolling. The ground is not cooperative at all. It's going to take a lot of time, a lot of practice to get used to the ground in Hanging Gardens. So, the biggest difficulty is really going to be rolling in Hanging Gardens. So you really want to roll down. Be careful for these stairs, because there is an invisible hole in the middle of these stairs if you're going too fast. So you want to go down. Careful for this tile right here, which has another invisible hole. Keep on going down. There's another invisible hole close to the stairs right here.
But someone did.
You just want to keep on going. Okay, so now we're going to come up to a place where I'm going to try to roll off of the screen to get a trigger with turrets. So I'm going to come out right here.
It was someone.
So you want to get to this position right here and roll outside of the screen by putting yourself in the right direction and just keep on rolling. So you can get to the turret before it spawns and start a whirlwind so you can destroy that turret, which is the trigger for the gate you want to get through.
Kid sees
like this. You want to get here and start spinning so you can destroy the turret before the screen comes towards me. That was a bit slow,
no matter what.
But you get the point. So you get through the turret, And now we're going to perform another gate, which is really easy. You want to get yourself into this position, behind the gate right here, and roll towards this direction. Like this. And just clip through. It is extremely easy. There is nothing hard about this clip. You'll see it when you try for yourself.
The Thunder Brothers.
So you keep on rolling. Careful for this zone. I usually prefer to walk during this place. And roll over here. And now we have an invisible platform here. So instead of going around, there's an invisible platform here that we can use. And it's extremely consistent. It's not something that's going to happen like once every 10 times you try it. There is an invisible platform. You can walk over it, no problem, like I'm doing right now. But be careful, it is easy to fall. I mean, it is still, you know, a bug and you can fall off of it. It is kind of narrow, I guess. Because if you go right here, you fall. And if you go here, you fall. So you're gonna want to be careful, but it's still, you know, not too complicated to get onto. Alright, so you want to roll through these two again. Go down here.
He survived.
And here we have the core. So here's where we come with what I was talking about earlier, about the XP manipulation. Here, if you come in here with less than 100 XP needed to level up, you're not going to be able to dupe the core, because what's going to happen is that once you level up, you temporarily lose control of your character. Hence, you cannot pick up the second core in the time needed. So you want to make sure that you did not kill the scumbags in the beginning, and usually you're gonna have, you know, if you did the tricks I showed you, you will usually have the correct amount of XP. But what can happen too is that you do not level up, and you don't want to be duping a core later on and then leveling up during that dupe and not getting the dupe. So I'm going to be showing you guys a couple of backup strats if ever that happens. So you want to roll in here, between these two guys, and dupe it.
And then.
So you see I got the dupe because I had the 200 XP and the level 2 at the end. So after that, you want to get around this line right here and roll into it so you get faster into the cutscene where you cannot usually roll. So I'm going to just exit this. So you want to get around this line right here and roll in.
What do you say to a man who's seen too much? Kid hasn't a clue.
And talk to Zolf as soon as possible.
We have to go. Please.
You see, here we have to go, please. But usually, when you know that you've done it well and you did it fast, the whole Hanging Gardens thing is that he's gonna stop after he said this,
His name
and he says this, and then it's gonna start loading. No, we have to go, please. So here we have a little cutscene. It's a spot where you can rest your fingers, take a break, have a glass of water. Be careful though; it's not too long. But you cannot skip this cutscene. Usually you want to prepare yourself for this cutscene to be rolling towards the right. So you can roll right into the monument. Like this right here. And you're going to want to place in the cores. So you place one core, place the second one.
Travels ain't much compared to what the kids had to go through for all this. Kids surprised when I tell them there's only one core left.
And you want to roll towards this construction spot right here. And build a building. It really doesn't matter what you build now. It's just that you want to build it there. Because that's going to be useful, because the building site over there is going to be useful later on for another narrator skip. So I usually build a memorial because it's the first one, it's the easiest one to click. So now you want to roll in, and just go to the Skyward. There's going to be nothing that's going to be blocking you from going to Cinderbreak Fort. So our next location we're going to be traveling to is Cinderbreak Fort right here. Also another point I forgot to mention early on is that you want to get used to positioning your mouse where your next level is going to be when you go into the Skyway. So that you can travel there as fast as possible. Just going to get through my notes here. So, we're going to travel to Cinderbreak Fort. And if you guys don't mind, I'm going to pause this a bit right here and get myself a glass of water. What's up, Baidoku? How you doing, man? Chops is gonna be not too long. I think it should be to maybe take an hour and a half, something like that. Alright, so I'm back. So we're gonna be dropping into Cinderbreak Fort.
There's only one way.
Killing all these 4 turrets right here. And you want to get up and start rolling towards these gates. These gates are the only gates in the game that are not clippable. Because what happens is that if you manage somehow to clip through the first one, Well, this one opening is actually the trigger for the second one opening, and if you clip, you go through it without it opening, the second one won't open, nor will the third one. So that's why you just have to wait for them to open and start rolling.
But now the fort's crawling with
So the ground in Cinderbrick can be kind of tricky at the beginning a bit here. You want to roll around this part here is the fastest way, but you can go for the safe strats and roll around to the right. So you go up here, and you pick up your first new item of the game, which is a musket. You destroy the barricade here, and pick up the musket as fast as possible. The musket will be extremely useful because it destroys debris very fast, and it does a lot more damage in one shot than your repeater. So you want to go up here and roll to the side. Be careful with the side here because there is an invisible hole here that happens, and the ground doesn't form very fast around here. So it is very easy to fall around here. So you want to keep on rolling, go through here, and now the trigger for this gate right here, is this turret. So you want to destroy it with one strong hit and a musket shot. So you go through here, you get the dupe on this core, and then you want to roll around this gate to the right here. It's extremely easy, there is nothing hard here. So you get here, dupe it, and roll around like this.
Not a scratch on him.
So you keep on rolling. And now this part with the green and white tiles is extremely annoying. The ground is not cooperative, it's very hard. You really have to get a feel of it. As with this pathway. So once you come up here, you roll to the side like this.
Security's plane gone haywire. Windbags
and go up. Go to this side or this side. I prefer this side because it sets me up better for the clip I'm gonna do. Bust the debris with your musket and get into this corner right here. You want to roll in this direction. If you go too much to the left, what's going to happen is you get stuck between the door and the invisible wall, and you cannot proceed. So what you want to do is when you get in this corner and roll towards the upper left, so you can clip through both of those walls. Get into the Skyway and go back to the Bastion.
Nothing left for nobody down at Cinderbrick Fort. Kid shows up just as Ulf's telling
Okay,
me
now
about
this
his
is
own journey to the city.
the hardest Bastion section because there's actually a very hard narrator skip, and there is also the pipe skip that you have to do. So what is the pipe skip? We're going to be getting up and rolling in this hole right here, which is going to trigger the little Zulf pipe cutscene. But what is going to happen is, since we're falling and coming back, we, for some reason, can still move while the cutscene is happening. What is going to enable us is to go to the monument and place the two cores extremely fast without it reverting to a shard monument. So you can place two cores and only have to build a building instead of like before you had to do place a core, place a shard, upgrade the memorial, and build the lost and found. All we have to do now is build the lost and found. So you get up, roll down here,
Seems the only thing the Calamity
and roll to the
saved
monument
for Zulf
and build it.
was the smoking pipe. Zulf banged up the monument pretty bad. That's it. A few more shards like
So
that.
now you know that you did the
Back in
dupe,
business,
that
but
when he
there's a way
says
to
this
put it back
text,
together.
and you have the
Shards.
And what he said, what he just said right here, now we have but we know how to put this back together. The shards. That is the narrative skip you want to use to skip the Skyway. So usually what you want to do is, while he's saying this, is to roll up,
Shard can breathe new life
build a lost
in
and
this
found,
place.
and go fast towards the
City tried
Skyway.
to use the
So he doesn't
shards to
say
stake
what
out
he's saying right now.
wild. So much for that plan.
So that's why it's very important to build the memorial here. So you can build something very fast here, and go quickly towards the Skyway. As I said, this narrator skip is probably the hardest of the narrator skips. So, our next destination is going to be Rotha's Lagoon.
Ankle gators used to roam the wilds, and they nested at Rotha's Lagoon.
Rotha's Lagoon, we're going to be picking up the spear, and we're going to be doing a couple of we're going to be doing a damage boost and a gate clip. So, Rotha's Lagoon, what is fun with Rotha's Lagoon is that the ground can be pretty cooperative. It's not as finicky as the other levels, but it's still possible to fall. So first of all, we're going to be rolling past the first bunch of vines here, and usually we roll fast enough to get under this log before it falls down. So we're usually going to get through, and we're going to usually roll under the log.
Originated here.
I agree. I agree, Chuff. The controls for this game are pretty like confusing sometimes, and the rolling can be pretty complicated. So I'm gonna kill these little guys here, so I can explain what's gonna happen next. So here you want to destroy the vines. You cannot roll around these vines, so I think it's probably possible, but it's a lot faster to destroy the vines. So you want to do one strong attack and a musket shot, and you can roll through, no problem.
That ankle gators were extinct.
Now you get here, destroy the log with one hit, musket shot, roll past this, not fall like me,
ankle gators love shiny things,
and go pick up the spear. Oh, please.
Can't fight Queen Anne.
You pick up the spear right here. Now, next up what's going to happen, we're going to position ourselves in the bushes, so we get a damage boost from Queen Anne hitting us, and roll over to the platform that's going to be to the right. It takes 1 damage boost and 3 rolls to get to the other platform. Like this. We're getting into the brush and roll 3 times. Snowy, please indeed. Okay, so now on this platform, there is going to be a trigger for the gate to the right, which is the 2 pin cushions that are going to spawn one right here and 1 more to the right. You usually want to kill the one that you fall on for the damage boost before the other one loads, so you only have to kill 1 pin cushion to open the next gate. So I'm going to kill it right here with spear, musket shot, spear. Well, pike, actually. Alright, so right here comes a clip that is kind of tough. You want to position yourself right here and roll towards these red weeds right here. It can be kind of finicky, and might want to position yourself right again, like this. So you're going to clip like this. Around, be careful not to fall. It's very easy to fall during this clip. So when I go towards here, and once this gate starts trembling, you know that you activated the trigger for Queen Anne to spawn. So you activate the trigger and roll back towards the shark. Right here.
You use a kid as bait.
And you dupe it.
He's got it. And now to finish her off.
Alright. So, what happens here is that you don't have to kill Queen Anne. What we usually try to do is do a 2-cycle, we call it. We want to hit her with pike, musket, pike, pike. Pike, musket, pike, pike. Which should do enough damage to Queen Anne to open the Skyway. But if you miss the 2-cycle, because it is pretty hard to get, if you miss the 2-cycle and get the 3-cycle, instead you only have to do pike, musket, pike, pike, musket, pike, pike, pike. Like this.
The shard sitting in plain view.
So usually wait for it to come over. Pike, musket, pike.
Got nowhere else to go.
Pike, musket, pike.
Get annoyed. They say if you run
Pike,
across an
pike.
gator,
So you get over here and you see the Skyway is already open.
after all that, kid lets the ankle gator.
Alright, now I'm just gonna hope that that I did that I got the dupe, because it was not an evident
Queen Anne
dupe.
don't mind us borrowing from her.
So we're gonna roll past the monument again and place our 2 shards.
all that trouble for a single shard. But you know what?
Okay, also another point is that another way to know that you got the dupe is that the shard is going to disappear from the monument, the first shard you put in. It's going to disappear and you can put in the second shard.
It ain't too late to unlock the
So if ever you put in the first shard and it doesn't disappear, you know you didn't get the dupe. Alright, so now you want to roll. I usually roll towards the lost and found and upgrade it.
We need an awful big lost
And then roll
found
towards the
under
Skyway.
circumstances.
Nothing complicated here. Bastion from now on is going to be very simple. The Bastion segments are going to be extremely simple. Alright, so next up, the fucking Culford Cauldron. I do not like this level at all, okay? The ground is a bitch, and the gate clip we're going to be doing is a bitch too. So I'm going to take myself a... Alright, so you fly towards Culford Cauldron, blah blah blah.
Not everything blew up in the calamity.
Alright, so you're gonna roll up
Culford Cauldron here blew up way
and go towards the gate and get a clip. You want to get between these rocks here and roll towards the other side like this. Careful, it is very easy to fall right here. There's like an invisible hole. I do not know where or why, but you usually want to roll upwards when you're getting through this gate. So that you just want to keep on rolling. Careful for the ground. You can get blocked on these bones right here. Keep on rolling. Ignore the flamethrower. You do not want the flamethrower.
We learned an awful lot.
Break the brambles and keep on rolling.
Sure, we dusted off a good many secrets out here, but we discovered
You do not want to get caught by these things with their freaking green clouds, because it would catch you in a snare, and you're gonna have to break it before keeping on moving, which is gonna lose you a lot of time.
taste the air.
Keep on moving. Ignore this pincushion. Roll to its side. Roll towards here.
Place is inhospitable.
Try to roll through these 2 bones. It might block you. Flamethrower is not the best weapon. Chops, not even a joke. So, you want to roll through those bones and keep on rolling towards this bramble and keep on rolling. Now here it's pretty straightforward. You just roll. And go to the shard and dupe it.
We had to have it.
Now you come back. And the route's going to be towards here.
Has to get that shard out of there. Too bad
you can roll on this bridge right here, and then roll towards the skyway and use the skyway as fast as possible. Ignore the stink eye, roll on the side of the brambles here. Try to break only 1 bramble here, because it takes a lot less time breaking 1 bramble, because if you break more brambles, the kid stays longer in his attack animation, which is going to lose you some time. So you break the brambles, come back here, and you're going to probably going to die here. And you want to clip through the gate again. You want to go right here and just roll into as if you're rolling into the gate. It's gonna just clip you through automatically. Come back here, break these brambles.
With a good spyglass, you can still see the cauldron.
And just go through the skyway.
But all the fires died out. There's nothing left of it.
Alright, so we're gonna go back, place the 2 shards, and upgrade the arsenal.
It comes back looking like the inside of a chimney. The shard works like a charm. You can hear the monument's heartbeat again. The monument's getting better.
So we're going to be rolling towards the arsenal, and we're going to upgrade it. Do not fall in the holes. I have done that plenty of times in the Bastion. That loses you a lot of time, and you feel stupid.
In case we need protection. High time
to
build something new.
Our next destination is going to be Bastion Quarry. Bastion Quarry has the best ground in the game. It causes you no problem. The only problem there is that the movement is extremely precise and complicated, and the ground is extremely narrow. So it's going to take some time to get used to it. So you want to fly there.
Imagine everything you need to build a city like Zealandia.
And you want to roll to the side of these of this wood, whatever, and to the side again.
It takes hard
like
work
this.
and planning, and it also takes burst.
And then you want to roll to the outside of here on this little path of ground.
Same goes for
through these 2 blocks, and that right here is our first very complicated movement. You want to roll to the right side of this one and over the second one, like this. Right side of this one, please, and over it like this, without walking, as fast as possible while rolling. So you keep on rolling to the right of this one and over this one, between it and the rock, like this. Over here, you want to roll past these shrooms like this. Go on, roll on the side of the corner of the Lunky prison right here, and just keep on rolling. The ground is going to form up fast enough so that you can keep on rolling without any problems like this. Alright, so you want to clip here, through the switch on the block, back here, on the left side. Just, if you feel uncomfortable with this level, just rewatch the video and look at where I go, because this level is extremely fast, and there's a lot of damage involved in this level, so it's pretty easy to die or take a lot of damage and get slowed down by drinking a potion. After that, we're going to be clipping through this gate right here towards Sir Lunky, which is our last boss and the most fun to kill, because we have what we call the Lunky Drop. So, I'm gonna break this. Usually you don't want to get that because you're fast enough. So go towards here, you shoot Lunky, and get positioned on that block so he does not hit you when he's going to jump towards you. So what's going to happen is he's going to jump towards you near the gap there is on this platform. You want to roll behind him and shoot in this direction, like this, where my mouse is pointing. So he's going to fall off the platform and you kill him instantly. Like this. With the musket. So it just drops him down, which is why we call it the drop the Lunky. And so it just triggers the end of this level, and you go through the gates over here.
Massive things stomped many of our boys. We just couldn't get rid of him. Then the kid hears a voice calling from down the hall. Are you alright? It says.
So go through these gates.
It's him. I've come to warn
Talk to
you,
Zolf.
He says. We talk for
Ignore him. Just quit the dialogue as fast as possible. Activate the switch.
Kid hears him.
And then you want to pick up the shard. Right here. and dupe it.
If
And then you go back over here.
He says, then I won't stop you.
And then you take the Skyway.
My countrymen will.
Alright, so what's going to happen is going to take the Skyway, it's going to bring us back to the Bastion, but there's going to be an Ura invasion. The fastest way to go through the Ura invasion is to die, actually. So what we're going to do is going to roll towards the first Ura, get hit once, roll towards the second Ura, and start getting hit until we die. So I take the Skyway.
Say what you will about Zulf, but he's a man of his word.
Oh, Chops, you have such faith in me. So you're rolling to the first one,
His countrymen
roll into the second one, and both of them are going to start hitting us. You want to be in this position right here. You want to be right here,
I think they got him.
so that when you get up, you can wait for a short moment and then roll off. So that you waste the invincibility frame you get once you get back up, and can keep on taking damage as fast as possible. So escape, get back up, roll down,
No way out of this.
come back down,
Not without a
and get hit. Now I didn't wait long enough, so I didn't get the 2 cycle. They usually hit you, if you get the fall damage, they only hit you twice and you die. But now I didn't take the fall damage and they had to hit me 3 times. So what happens now? We're defeated. Oh no, what happens? We have to reset. No, actually. What you want to do is you want to restart area. Do not exit to main menu. That's going to fuck you up. You're going to have to redo the quarry and it's going to lose you a lot of time. So we're going to restart area, and while the level is loading, we're going to exit to main menu. So restart, pause, exit to main menu, confirm. Now we're going to go back to story and continue. What's that going to do is like it's going to reload the Bastion area as if we actually completed the Ura segment, skipping it completely and saving us a lot of time. So now you want to roll towards the monument, put it into final shards, and go to the heart of the Bastion.
Mission. But there's only one cure. We need to finish what we started. The Bastion. It's finally finished.
Alright, so now you might think that it's all finished and everything's easy now, but there are
there's
actually
something I
a
want you
couple
to
of
see.
things that might, lose you time or fuck you up during the heart of the Bastion. You want to talk to NPCs. You want to talk to Zia, and then you want to talk to Rux.
To the heart of the Bastion.
What happens is
I ain't
that
one for
you want to
long
exit the
goodbyes.
dialogue as fast as
So
possible,
here's
but
the
not
deal.
too fast, because what happens is that
Zia and
if
I
you press
figure
escape
you
too
done the
fast,
heavy lifting.
it's going to eat your
So you
input,
get to
and
do
you're going to be
the
clicking
honors.
towards Zolf, and instead clicking on the
can tell you
dialogue
how
with
to
Zia,
work
and she's
this
going to
thing if you
start
got
talking
any
to you,
questions.
which is going to lose you a lot of time. So what you want to do is want to talk to her, wait a bit, escape, and walk to Zolf. What happens if you do not, if you press escape too fast, is that
Kid.
you see I just pressed escape and it didn't exit me, and then I'm going to click restoration because I'm going to be going towards the Bastion. And
can
what's going to
undo
happen
the
is that there's going to be
calamity
this
here and
unskippable dialogue
Go on, kid.
that's going to lose you a lot of time, which can be very frustrating once you're at the end.
Thank you.
And think you're going to PB, but then you talk to a freaking NPC. Same thing goes for the monument. If you click too fast on your ending, it's going to eat your input and not going to finish. And it's only the credits that make you that the time ends. Only once you have really selected an ending that your time ends. That happened to me once. Once I was going for my first sub 15 and I got it, clicked too fast, and started celebrating. But then I realized I didn't click my freaking ending for real, and instead of having my 1457, I had a 15.00, which didn't put me under 15, which was very, very sad for me, actually. So you take the monument, wait a bit, click on restoration, and there you go. Ladies and gentlemen, Bastion new game, any percent.
It's finished. Now, sit tight. It'll be over soon.
Alright, so I hope you enjoyed the tutorial.
No matter what happens next,
If I missed something,
you're done good.
feel free to contact me, Snowy Snowwolf on Twitch, or through the
Suppose
YouTube
all
comments.
that's left is to try and remember
Shout out
this
to Haas Edge, who helped me do this tutorial. Check my notes.
Bastion's gonna take
Who is
us
another
back
excellent
to time
runner of Bastion.
before any
And
of
to
this.
Seductive Spatula and to Voligen, who is the current world record holder. And
Might be we'll
you
forget
guys have to
everything
start
done.
running this because we really have to remove Voligen because he has the current world record in all 4 Bastion categories, which are New Game any percent,
Well, after
New Game
all
plus
we've
any
been
percent, New Game all story
that
levels,
out.
and New Game plus all story levels. So we really need to remove Voligen. So anyways,
long,
guys,
kid.
that was Snowy Snow's tutorial for Bastion, any new game, any percent. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope you see you guys on my stream or whatever. I get to race against you.
We're coming home.
You guys have a good one.